Today's December 14th, the third week of Advent. You're listening now to Comma at Tempe First. Just a bit of joyful Thanksgiving sharing. The cookie walk over the weekend was a success. We sold all of our cookies, and we're looking to hear back from the feedback, but it was a marvelous time. First time for me to experience the cookie walk, and it was certainly exciting. I never knew we had so many cookies, and they are delicious. And so glad for all those who participated and look forward to another season next year. The cantata on Sunday was just lovely. We had a wonderful time. The choir, the sanctuary choir, did a fantastic job under the direction of our music director, Warren Dennis. Just fabulous, and the ensemble also. You can check it out on our YouTube channel and see what the Sunday service was like. The poinsettias also that was offered in honor of a loved one, they were very beautiful to have in our sanctuary. You can pick up your poinsettia on Christmas Sunday. And for many of those who perhaps did not know, the trustees at our church had worked over the last, several weeks really, but had just finished the flooring in Baker Center. I invite you to take a look at that. It's a wonderful job there also. Some of the things that's happening in the news, I was watching the review highlights from the soccer game, Argentina versus Croatia, and just how wonderful it was to see Lionel Messi really finally getting to the finals for the World Cup. Maybe he will win it for his country, maybe not. We'll see. But you can see the camaraderie, the partnership, the teamwork that was at play, and why he is such an excellent player. But it also is reported that this will be his last World Cup. 35 years old, or I would like to say 35 years young, but apparently in that world, that is now a super veteran. And so this will be the last time that we see him at this world stage. But it got me thinking about myself and my ministry now that I'm entering 45. And I'll share more about that after these news. So some news and events that are happening. We have the last Advent study this Sunday, and Tuesday. So the in-person gathering here at church on Sunday at 11 or immediately following the service. Also on Tuesdays at Friendship Village at 10 o'clock and Mirabella at 2 o'clock. They're at the conference room or game room B, respectively. And so talk to me if you want to partake in those studies instead. Next Wednesday, we will be holding the longest night Blue Christmas service. It will be on Zoom. If you go to the 8 o'clock Zoom link, you will find us there. It will be presented live by worship leaders here at church, perhaps even in the studio, but everyone else, because of the challenges of driving home or driving at night when it's dark and making time for meals, that we decided to offer it on Zoom so that you have the flexibility to participate however you would like. I do ask that if you are planning to participate, you prepare a candle, because it will be one of the things that we look to doing together at that service. We have a Christmas Eve service at 6 p.m. Next Saturday on the 24th. It will be our traditional candlelight Christmas service, and we do invite you and your family to be there. Christmas Day, we will have a normal Sunday with our 8 o'clock and 9:30 in-person services on that morning. I want to also share news that after Christmas, beginning the 26th, we're going to be closing the office just physically, just so that we can spend some time over the break, one, recovering from the season, but also doing some maintenance repair work around the campus, and we wanted to put our attention on that. And so excuse our mess while that is happening. So back to the story. Well, my father called me on Sunday night, or it was Monday for him, and he was explaining to me how after seeing me on the live stream, it was the first time that he saw me and thought that I was a middle-aged man. It turned out that I'm getting over a cold. You can still hear my kind of the tone of my voice lower. That compounded with, I guess, just the way that I appeared and how I carried myself in service. He thought that I was, he had always seen me as someone younger and youthful. But then it dawned on him, especially this past Sunday, that I had indeed entered middle age. And I'm 41 years old, and some would say that's prime time for ministry. Any younger than that, and I've experienced people don't often take me seriously in ministry. And then, the arguably in ministry, the older you are, the better you might be in serving in ministry. And in the 40s, when you're in your 40s, that's certainly a very active time for ministry. That's very different from Lionel Messi, who is 35. But it did occur to me that, we need to be really, whatever our profession and whatever our age, we have to be present in the moment. Or specifically, we need to rise to the moment. And Lionel Messi surely is showing what he's capable of, not just his skills. What I've been really impressed by with this time around, yes, he has incredible skill, but his ability to read his teammates and assist them in their playing, I think, goes far beyond other players that are also at the elite level. That's something that Lionel Messi is doing very much more so, and why I think he's such a great player. He's rising to the challenge of where he is, and I think that's the lesson for me. I need to rise to the challenge of where I am and how I might serve. And also for all of us, we were reflecting on Zechariah and Elizabeth being called to bear a child, John, to prepare the way for Christ, and they were being equipped really late in their years, and yet God calls us when God calls us and when God sees us fit. And so to always be aware of that and to rise to the challenge is something that we should always be paying attention to. For me, that means I really need to keep focus on spiritual well-being. It's very easy, I think, now to get busy in the busyness of ministry, but I really want to do my best to keep spiritually focused and sharp on tact. And for my personal well-being too, my physical, mental, emotional well-being. I think all of these things are really important right now, especially as ministry starts to unfold. I hope that can be of insight for you in your own life. Some Christmas season asks and activities. We are going to be passing around the Christmas offering envelopes. You can use the envelopes to dedicate your Christmas gifts on this coming Sunday or the next Sunday, which is Christmas Day. These gifts will be used in two ways. One, as announced in the monthly bulletin on the fold, these gifts will be given to clergy of the Desert Southwest Conference at their clergy gathering next spring. It's in February, so that we can treat them and honor them as being light bearers during this season, to encourage them. And also, for those of you who joined the cantata service, the cantata gifts are being offered for Pitchfork Pantry, or to support the ministries of Pitchfork Pantry, and so you can continue to do so. When you give to Pitchfork Pantry, those gifts will be matched dollar for dollar, up to $3,000. And so we do encourage you to do so. And then wherever you may be this winter season, whether you are in town and here in Tempe and are able to join in person or not, I do encourage that you participate in the ministry of the church online, both through our Zoom gatherings, our online Bible studies, and just our live stream, so that we can remain connected. That's all that we have for this week in the that's all we have this week, at Tempe First. We'll see you back next week.